Happy New Year, people! What's up? I'm Josh, and you're watching Chimp Skills. Today, what we're going to look at covering is goal setting. Now, I know what you're thinking, but goal setting's so boring. Well, yes, it can be. However, if we do not write shit down, it generally doesn't happen. Now, if I was to stand in front of you right here and be like, oh man, I write goals all the time, I'm so awesome, I'm smashing goals, pa-choo, pa-choo, I'd be completely full of shit. I don't write lists, I hate them. However, when I have had success writing down goals and achieving them, I follow this particular process. So you're not just riding with me today, I also have a professional in the house, Dr. Harry Older, and his book, NLP, The New Art and Science of Getting What You Want. So I've used Harry's material in order to structure these two sessions, so props to Harry. Now, session number one, what we're going to do is going to design your goals and we're going to make them nice and specific. Part two, what we're going to cover off is categorizing your goals and tailoring an individual sequence for you to achieve your goals over and over. Now, that sequence is just for you, not for anyone else, but just for you. So you can feel special about that, okay?
Now let's get started with some science.
So at the beginning of the book, there's a great study that shows the power of writing things down and having an action plan to achieve them. In 1953, at Yale University, researchers interviewed the entire class, asking them this question: do you have a specific written down goal and an action plan to achieve them? And heaven behold, 3% fulfilled that criteria. 20 years later, they re-interviewed the class again, and what they found was that out of that 3%, they were worth more financially than the remainder 97% of the entire class. So it goes to show that writing things down can actually make a difference. So for today, you're going to need a pen and some paper to write your own goals down. But before we get started, let's just think blue sky here, people. Let's scrap the limitations. If money wasn't an issue, what do you want? What are your dreams, your desires, your goals? If you like, you can put them into short, medium, long-term goals, life goals, however you want to do it, that's on you. Now, don't write down some bullshit cookie cutter answer. Put something you actually want and you wouldn't mind getting later in life, or, next week or next month. So now that you've got your goals down, I'm going to go through a set of questions. They're going to make your goals more specific and then more achievable in the long run. So the senses is going to be in relation to the first question. They can be a powerful tool in anchoring your goals and making them more lifelike. So I had an example of, for instance, going on an exotic island getaway. That was one of my goals that I wanted to achieve a couple of years ago. So if I was to ask you about your goal, if you were to achieve it now, what would you see? What would you hear? What would you feel? What would you smell? What would you taste? So for my example, it might be picturing myself, in nice dark, deep blue water, waves breaking in the background, the sun's hitting my back, whatever brings it to life for me. So you do the same for yourself. Question number two, where are you now and where do you want to be when you achieve your goal? You want to think, my current situation and where I'm going to end up. What's that going to look like? Add as many details as you can and be specific as possible. Question number three, what are we looking at here? You can't wait your whole life to achieve what you want. We're looking at a month, 2 months, a year. Question four, what action steps do I have to take to get me from my current situation to achieving my goal? So for myself, for my holiday, I had to save some cash. I had to book the airfares, the accommodation, the activities, all that kind of stuff. And question number five, why do you want to achieve this goal? What is it? What's the underlying desire? Is it to prove something to yourself? Prove something to someone else, to have value? So you got to be honest with yourself at this point, and if that underlying desire doesn't align with your goal, then maybe you need to readjust it or change it and write a new goal completely. Now, if your underlying desire is to be happy, that's a fantastic desire to have, but it's kind of really hard to measure. So instead of thinking of being happy, think of what makes you happy and try and bring that into it. So it might be if hanging out with family and friends, you might organize a barbecue once a month where everyone gets together. That way the process is a lot more repeatable as well. So a couple more things just to tighten up our goals. Is it expressed positively? is the goal up to you? You know, are you the one that's actually going to be able to fulfill this and you're not relying on other people? And last but not least, what's called an ecology test. So who or what may be affected if you achieve your goal? So you can ask yourself this simple question. If I could have my goal right now, would I take it? And if your answer is yes, but you need to look at realigning that goal because there's obviously some inner conflict there. Anyway, guys, look, thanks for watching. Give the video a like, give it a share, and stay tuned for part 2 of the other video. Peace!